All right. So, anyways, yeah, man, this is just such an interesting subject for me. It's hard to not talk about. So, I've been discussing how homelessness relates with different popular subjects. Although, even though the subject itself is popular, or supposedly, the dots never get connected of how it's related to homelessness. For example, Hurricane Helene. And one of the biggest sensational aspects of the Hurricane Helene story is the displaced people. Hurricane Helene caused all these people to be displaced. And so these clickbaity channels are talking about, oh my, these displaced people. Well, that's what homeless people are, displaced people. So in every major city of every fucking state in this entire country, you'll see mobs and masses and hordes of displaced people all the time. But nobody finds that interesting. That's not a popular, sexy subject. But when Hurricane Helene comes and displaces all those people for a few days or however long it's been, a week and a half, it's like it rocks the fucking internet. But that doesn't make sense. Why is this over 1 million displaced people in every major city in every state in this country? Why is that completely ignored? But then a hurricane comes and displaces like 2,000 people, and within a day that story is rocking the internet. It is trending everywhere, like insane amount of trending. That doesn't make sense. But you see how homelessness ties into these like displaced people. That's what homeless people are. They're displaced people. It's the same thing. But one is super popular to talk about. The other, it ain't even, everybody just ignores it like it's nothing. Okay, then we're talking about the P. Diddy scandal and the Epstein scandal with sex trafficked children. Well, like 95% of all sex trafficked children are homeless children. That's where they get them. That's how they get them. They're the easiest to exploit, homeless children. So nobody cares about homeless children, but everybody cares about sex trafficking. Well, they're one and the same, but one aspect of it is totally everybody ignores and it has no popularity at all. It's not even on the radar. But the other aspect of it, man, it's just rocking the fucking internet 24/7 nonstop. See, and these are just two examples, or three technically, if you wanted to be Epstein, P. Diddy, and Hurricane Helene. Okay. Now we got another hurricane coming. It's going to displace more people. So there's more displacement, which is what homeless means. Displaced homeless, So and this is nonstop. It never ends. So, and it's in everything. It's like in everything. Okay. So for example, you guys know about the movie The Matrix, right? Well, The Matrix is all about the truther movement and everything. So The Matrix is all tied to Hurricane Helene. And The Matrix is all tied to P. Diddy. Hurricane Helene is like a conspiracy. They're using weather weapons. They're intentionally displacing people. They're intentionally not giving people help they need. They're intentionally not giving the displaced people the help that they need from taxpayer programs like FEMA, federally right? So this is all conspiracy. The Epstein and P. Diddy, this is all conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? Like massive conspiracy. Epstein and P. Diddy, it involves top level politicians, people in the highest levels of media and everything. But see, all those children that they're trafficking, they're all homeless children. Like 90% of them or more, they're all homeless children. So nobody cares nobody connects these dots. And it isn't because they're so stupid that they can't connect the dots. It's because if they inject the homeless aspect of the stuff into the story, it won't go over well with their peers and their audience, okay? And also, these guys that are supposedly experts on all this conspiracy, like FEMA and, displaced people from natural disasters and, sex trafficking of homeless children, these people that are putting out all these hot, sensational stories, they have to present themselves as experts, that they have some knowledge. And when they know nothing about homeless people, they don't know anything about what the word displacement even means, let alone and they know nothing about homeless, none of this stuff. So of course they have to omit it, because first of all, if they don't omit it, it's not going to be sensational and clickbaity. So they have to omit it to get the clicks, likes, views, subs, everything else. And then secondly, one of the other reasons they have to omit the homeless aspect of displaced people and the homeless aspect of sex trafficking of homeless children, is because they don't know anything about homelessness or homeless, because it's not popular, and all they ever do is go after popular stories, because they got to put out clickbaity popular stories that are going to attract the audience. So they don't even know what they're talking about, yet they're the experts that everybody's going to. They're the so-called. So, and this is all about conspiracy. The P. Diddy scandal is all about conspiracy. The Epstein scandal is all about conspiracy. The displaced North Carolinians and Georgians from the Hurricane Helene, it's all about conspiracy and weather weapons and all this stuff. And, displacing people intentionally to steal their land. And this is all conspiracy. So the movie The Matrix, that's all tied into all this conspiracy stuff. We live in a matrix, and, the agents, and it's all Matrix is famous for being a part of this whole conspiracy truther movement that's going on online with all these channels. Okay. Well, another movie similar to The Matrix is the movie They Live. I just heard some noise outside. So the movie They Live is another movie that's just as relevant and popular when it comes to conspiracy as the movie The Matrix. Well, look at the movie They Live. It's about homelessness. It's about a homeless guy who goes to a homeless camp. He goes and applies, because he's homeless, he goes and applies for food stamps. He ends up in a homeless camp. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, he ends up in a homeless camp, and the whole story follows these two homeless guys. Roddy Piper's homeless, and the black guy is homeless, and they discover a conspiracy because they're homeless. And the whole story of the conspiracy surrounds all the main characters, which are homeless, two homeless guys. And there's a fucking whole scene where they're at the homeless camp, and the homeless camp gets raided by the government with all the police, and they're like militant police, and and it's like martial law, where they all storm in like stormtroopers with helicopters and big armored trucks and bulldozers, and this is all based on real life. You don't understand. Dude, I've got over 70,000 hours of research, field study, field experience, and training in all of this. I have, I'm technically an expert on the whole subject of homelessness and displacement and homeless youth and all this shit. I'm an expert in the field of homeless youth, which is where all the sex trafficked children are coming from. I'm an expert in displacement, which is what's happening with the Hurricane Helene and this other hurricane that's probably going to arrive today or tomorrow. I have expert levels of research, field study, field experience, and training in these things, and so people like to reference the movie They Live in relation to all these conspiracies. Like, They Live is connected to P. Diddy. They Live is connected to Epstein. They Live is connected to, Hurricane Helene. They Live is connected to sex trafficking of children. They Live is connected to Freemasonry. They Live is connected to, the Zionianists. And They Live is connected to, it's all all this. So they're able to make all these, they love to say that they can connect the dots, and they're just connecting the dots for us. But what about homelessness? Are they connecting the dots? Rewatch the movie They Live. It is totally, why do you think that story the whole thing is based in homelessness? Roddy Piper is homeless. That black guy is homeless. They're at a homeless camp. The homeless camp gets raided by the government with the martial law stormtroopers. And that's based in reality. That happens in real life to homeless camps. Why do you think it's just random and coincidence that the movie They Live is based on homeless people? You think that's all just coincidence and random? But even though there's so much to interpret in the movie They Live, right? But that aspect of the movie, that there's nothing to interpret there. It just so happens to surround two homeless guys that are staying in a homeless camp. I mean, dude, like it's unbelievable. People are so I just can't believe how stupid people are. So yeah, I just happen to, not by virtue, I just happen to have like expert levels of research, field study, field experience, and training in displacement, like displaced people, homeless people, like Roddy Piper's character in They Live. I have like expertise in the phenomena of the government coming in with martial law stormtroopers and literally in real life invading homeless camps with bulldozers and stormtroopers and armored vehicles and helicopters. I have real life experience in that. I have stood up against them while they were coming into a homeless camp with all their stormtroopers and helicopter and armored truck. I was there standing in opposition to them while they were doing. I have seen it. I have experienced it on pretty almost every level you can imagine. So this is all lie by omission. This whole narrative, conspiracy narrative that these so-called truthers are putting out, they're not telling you everything. And they're using the movie They Live, as a wedge to like try to lend credibility to their grifty shilling bullshit. They're using the concept of displaced people with these stories like Helene to lend credibility to them. But do they know anything about displacement of people? Because like I said, that's what homeless people are, displaced people. And they're there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of them in every major city, in every fucking state in this country, displaced people that have been displaced for fucking years, not just 5 days. How long ago was Helena? Like 5, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. There are displaced people that have been displaced like these. So do you understand? Like, this is madness on a level that if someone like me, we're the only ones seeing the level of madness here. Like I said, I have over 70,000 hours. I am technically a fucking expert in the field of displacement, displaced homeless youth that are being trafficked. All these kinds of things, and these are the hot, sexy, most popular trending subjects that are being discussed online. And these people that are dominating the narratives on these subjects have no idea. They don't have over 70,000 hours of field experience and field study and training and these other forms of experience and research. They don't have over 70,000 hours experience and research into these things like displacement and homeless, displaced youth that are being trafficked. But they're the ones that are coming out telling you they're the expert and they're giving you all the information. And people like me that do, we see right through them. Like, they are fucking grifting, shilling, fucking opportunivore liars that are telling you half-truths, pretending and presenting themselves as though they're experts on something they have absolutely zero to contribute to the conversation at all. And they are dominating the narratives. on your favorite platforms like BitChute, your favorite channels that are in popular and trending. You guys, so all you guys that are buying into this shit, you don't understand what is coming. You do not understand what is coming. And this is what my previous channel had been about for 6 years, averaging 4 videos a day. Like, you have no idea what the fuck is going on with this shit. And it is coming. And these guys are trying to act like they're informing you. They're not informing you any more than mainstream media. You may as well be watching mainstream media. But who am I? I'm not popular and trending in BitChute, therefore I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not popular and trending on social media platforms, therefore I must not know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not on the Tucker Carlson show getting interviewed by Tucker Carlson, therefore I don't know what I'm talking about, right? You guys, I mean, you know, if you're not one of these people that is drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid on all this stupid shit, I'm telling you, you guys, man, it is unbelievable what they're pumping out to the masses. You know, and I'm not saying this to defend mainstream media. I'm saying that there isn't really anything any better than mainstream media. If it's better, it's so minuscule. It's such a minute fraction of improvement that it's hardly even worth mentioning at all. Like, it's the same, generally the same bullshit on your favorite channels and popular and trending on YouTube and Rumble and Odyssey and BitChute. It's all the same bullshit that's on mainstream media. You're not escaping mainstream media by hanging out on social media platforms. So anyways, you know, and like I said, all this displacement, homelessness stuff, like, you would be shocked at how much it ties into everything. That's why I say things like, this is the tool. This is the most effective tool that the establishment has at their disposal to execute all this stuff, to displace, quote unquote, displace the people in North Carolina and Georgia, to you know, run these sex trafficking things, because they're only telling you the half truth. They're not telling you the truth that the child sex trafficking shit is like homeless children. They're all homeless. That aspect of it is completely absent, and they're doing this on purpose so that you are not informed. And these popular BitChute channels and popular Odyssey, they're misinforming you just as much as mainstream media. Are they talking about homelessness? Not at all. Displaced homeless youth are the ones that are getting sex trafficked. This is like the bulk of the sex trafficked victims. So are you going to tell me that, well, those homeless children don't matter because homeless is just homeless because homeless is, you know, mainstream media told me homelessness isn't even an issue. You know, and so did BitChute, and so did YouTube and Rumble and Odyssey. The homeless poverty thing, all this poverty shit, this is their number one most effective tool to roll out the enslavement and genocide of the masses. And none of these people are telling you this, but they'll go on and on about, you know, the World Economic Forum and you know, P. Diddy and Epstein, and these are all tabloid, extra, read all about it, tabloid bullshit. And they're just opportunivores that are vampirizing everyone and misinforming people, whether they're doing it intentionally or not. It's malicious because they don't care about giving you the truth. They just care about clicks and views and likes, just like mainstream media all they care about is ratings. It's the same thing. It's controlled opposition. You know, social media, new tech, alt tech versus mainstream media. That's controlled opposition. It's the same fucking shit. And who is talking about this besides me? Nobody. And so people wonder, why is this crazy guy doing a channel? Well, that's because where am I going to get that? Nobody's talking about this. I mean, my videos are better, more entertaining and engaging to me than all this garbage. And I get so tired of all their lies and so bored of all their clickbait grifting. It's all boring and tiresome and just bullshit, I might as well do videos. I'd rather watch mine half the time. And it's like, if that's all the internet and BitChute and Rumble and Odyssey and YouTube has to offer, I might as well do videos. And at least, but see, nobody cares about the truth. So if I'm like telling the truth, nobody cares, because all they care about is following all these trends and popular fashionable trends, which I you know what? I don't care if you watch my video or not. I don't care. Go watch all this fucking trash. It's all trash. It's all half-truth fucking garbage trash. And I'm telling you, I have over 70,000 hours of field research, field study, training, and all this other shit in the whole idea of displacement, like displaced people, displaced homeless youth that are being trafficked. So when you want to talk about the movie They Live and how it's so has such profound meaning, well, did you even know that that's about a displaced homeless guy? How much are you really paying attention to these concepts like They Live? Or are you just going along with the trendy, fashionable, popular aspect of it? Like, how do you really want to know the truth about P. Diddy and sex trafficking and displaced fucking hurricane victims? Do you really want to know the truth, or do you just want to look at all the hype? It's all fucking hype.